When healing diastasis recti, you want to think about not just strengthening those abdominals, but specifically making sure they're not holding tension. The transverse abdominals, internal and external obliques can hold tension on these side abs. And that's going to influence the ability of that midline healing. So let's take a look at a couple of factors and then a quick exercise you can do to help see improvements there. So one of the things I like to think about is what might tension in an area do to another area. So if we think about our core canister as kind of a water bottle, and if we think about tight lateral abs as putting dents in the sides, where is that going to send the pressure into that water bottle? Okay, it's going to send it out to the front. So if I increase tension or pressure on my side lateral abdominals, it's going to push pressure out of the front. So this will be those transverse abdominals, internal and external obliques. So think about that. When you're working your abs, we also want to have some lengthening of the abs to go with it. And I'm going to talk about length in a second and an easy exercise you can do for lengthening those abs. So one thing we want to think about with that contraction is the ability to have strong abs. So the linea alba responds really well to overload tension, but it doesn't want too much. So it doesn't want too much pressure, and if it has too little, then it's not going to stimulate remodeling. So we want to make sure it's that really nice secret sauce, perfect amount of tension in that good range to help with remodeling that tissue. And so with that, we need the ability of the lateral abs to lengthen to then also contract, because if they're held in that tight contracted position, we're not going to get a very good contraction out of them for helping to put the right amount of tension on that midline. And so I want you to think about, for those tight lateral abs, is place a hand on your belly in the middle and kind of push in a little bit, because we don't want pressure to escape from the middle. And then you're going to think about that dented water bottle. And I want you to think about, if you have tight lateral abs, then that's going to be an indent in the water bottle. Now, how might we push that indent out of the water bottle? Well, we would think about doing it from the inside, right? Because you're not going to be able to really do anything to change it from the outside. And so we're going to think about using our breath to push into that indent. Now, how do you know if somebody has tight lateral abs? Well, one of the biggest things I see from that is a belly pooch. So if they have tight lateral abs, then they tend to have more abdominal distension in the front. So if you see somebody that has more abdominal distension in the front, then that can be a good indicator like, hey, let's start working on lateral abdominal tension. So one of the things I really like to do here is place some pressure on the front with your hand, lean over to the side a little bit to create a little bit of a lengthening stretch, and then give me a big inhale into your side, which is going to stretch and lengthen these abdominals from the inside out. So think about pushing out on that water bottle, creating that nice balanced canister, which is then going to help with loading that midline really well. All right, so give that exercise a try. Lean over, inhale. I call it teapot breathing because, you know, the little teapot song, and that's what it reminds me of. And then I want you to give me some nice big inhales there. You can do the other side. Oh, maybe you notice one side is a lot tighter than the other, and maybe one side's looser. Maybe you've got some rib flare on one side. Then that affects your pelvis. That affects pelvis alignment, SI joint pain, pubic symphysis pain, hip impingement, all those kind of lovely things. So binding those tight sides and loosening those tight sides from the inside out can help with so many things in the body, not just diastasis recti healing. All right, so give that a go and see if you like it.